First up, I invite on self-taught chef who started her career cooking for the elites of Hollywood and now owns Sweet by Holly in Winter Park, Florida. Hi, Hollis.
Hi there. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I love cupcakes.
Oh, don't we all?
I know. Where the heck did they go for so long? It's like I hadn't had a cupcake since I was 6, and now it's like I have to turn them away.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? It really is crazy.
I know.
But the simplest things. Isn't it true that the simplest things are really what stick?
It's true.
That have long-lasting relationships and memories. That's it.
Simple.
I
totally agree. Wow. So this is the launch of your first book. Are you excited?
Of course I'm excited because let me tell you, it was never about the cupcake for me. It's not about the cupcake. It's about what I can do with the platform.
Well, that's another title. It's never about it was never about the cupcake. I think that should be your next book.
Oh, that's right. Thank you very much for pushing me in that direction. No one's calling me yet.
Well, I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, it seems like it's all kind of fallen into place for you with Cupcake Wars on the Food Network and now your first book. I think it's pretty great.
Thank you. I do too. It's pretty exciting.
Well, tell us what we can find in Savory Bites, because obviously it's about little things, maybe little bites of food or how we use them. Tell us. I'm excited.
Well, I want to say that what happened when I was writing the book is that I realized while I was doing it that I was using the classic American cupcake pan as a tool to teach people about what a portion is.
Oh.
And I didn't even start out thinking that. I really honestly started out wanting to create flavors that made you feel like you were coming home to a meal. Flavors that are taken from our childhood, from our bubbies, from our grandmothers, from the little wooden cardboard box of handwritten recipes that have been passed down from generation to generation. I just wanted to take those flavors and put them in a smaller container that would be easier for us to have a beginning and an end. I didn't set out thinking, wow, this is interesting. This is timely with the pandemic issue of obesity. And how do we teach children about food? Well, hey, the cupcake pan is a perfect way to do it. And for busy moms, the recipes are, here's the simplest way I can say it about the book.
Okay.
Get the book, don't get the book, but here's the thing. You already have a cupcake tin at home, and you already have all the food of your family's lives are already in the fridge, freezer, and pantry at your house. So get busy in the kitchen with reinventing some of those favorite family dishes that you already make and put them in the cupcake tin. It doesn't matter if you buy Velveeta or the most expensive organic Vermont cheddar cheese. Every family, every person has the ability to eat food in the right size.
Well, that's a good...
Making the food that they already like without having to sacrifice.
That's a great point. And, I love cupcake trays because, number one, they'd even be great for like a brunch, Get enough cupcake trays and pass them out and people can have their portion controls. I think it's a great idea.
Yes, it is. And, I actually have come up with a term that I like to take from potluck, which was our old school 1950s casserole, overindulgent, crispy around the edges, saucy in the center, big, huge spoon to serve the portion. And it's on a buffet, and it's wrapped in foil and saran, and it doesn't look very pretty. Well, when you do it with a cupcake tin, you elevate your potluck to a potluck. So it's luxurious dining. It's portioned from the beginning to the end of any meal that you're choosing to serve, whether it's a brunch buffet or you're having a breakfast with your family or you're doing a luncheon or you're doing meals on the go that you make in advance and put them all into plastic containers. Sorority girls have gone crazy for this because they get together on a Sunday, they pool their resources, they buy food, they make 5 or 6 different savory bites, they swap flavors in plastic containers, they take them back to their apartments, and they eat for a week. And then they serve them with sides of healthier, larger portions of items that have less calories, like yummy fruit salads and vegetables and roasted vegetable salads, just different kinds of healthful items that they pair the savory bites with.
Well, if you're just joining me, we're talking to Hollis Wilder, and she's got a new book out called Savory Bites with some great ideas. Now, you're a top celebrity chef, and your clients are pretty amazing. Your resume is pretty good, but I know you're also a mom, and I think kids, I can hear your kids in the background. They sound like they're having a good time.
Yes.
Kids are the hardest clients, aren't they?
They are, but here's what I found out about that.
Okay.
Here's what I found out. This is a savory tidbit for you, and it will help you if you have little ones.
Okay, tell us, because I know there's a lot of moms waiting to hear.
We have to make it their idea. Whatever it is, we have to make it their idea. So, here's the thing. If you put in front of Johnny and Sissy and Georgia and Whitman and you say, I want you to eat this spinach salad because it's good for you. It has avocados. It's got beta-carotene. There's carrots. You got the sweet potatoes. You've got the corn. There's tomatoes. You've got the lycopene. They're going to look at you like you are from another planet. And because you want them to eat it, because it's good for them, they are going to snub you. However, let's try this. Personal pan pizzas made in a cupcake tin.
Ooh, I like that.
So, you know when you do a pizza party traditionally at your house, you get the dough and you roll it out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's replace that with a whole wheat pita or a regular pita, the little ones, and give each child a cupcake pan.
Okay.
And they use the cupcake pan as their palette for creating the flavors of their individual pizzas.
So they're getting to build it, which is
they
exciting.
They get to build
it.
Exactly. If you give them the ingredients by laying them all out, so you've got your peppers, your tomatoes, your turkey bacon, and ham and pineapple, any combination of pizza that will make sure that every single person in your family is happy, then you let 5-year-olds can do this.
Well, this gives a whole new meaning to playing with your food.
This is right. But here's the part that I get fired up about, okay? Here's where I think this is where I think it separates the women from the girls. And this is for me where it matters. And this brings out my Cupcake War competition.
I love it.
But here's the thing. You know, it doesn't matter where the voice of portion comes from in our nation of obesity. It doesn't matter who says it. It doesn't matter where it comes from. I'm non-threatening because I happen to make cupcakes and because young children identify with me as the soft and fluffy cupcake lady who wins the Cupcake Wars. I'm non-threatening, so I have an opportunity to teach them how to have a good time with food. And, you know, when you've got the First Lady working on her Let's Get Moving initiative and she's got all these kids out there, I would love nothing more than to have these children out there making meals in the cupcake tin, because if you take away the ability for a child to figure out what a portion is and you just keep giving them food and driving them food through a drive-through and saying this is what you're going to eat and doing fast casual and dining in a drive-through, we lose the opportunity of having the patience to teach them about food. Now, I'm not perfect. I don't do this 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I maybe make meals with my children 3 times a week. But what happens in that time period is that I have everything all ready to go, so it's prepped and easy. They set the table. We make the meal together. There's no internet. There's no telephone. There's no game. We're just making a meal together as a family. We're all there together, and we're being of service to one another. We clean up the dishes. We put everything away. We've made a meal together. And I got to tell you, my opinion, I think the breakdown of the American family has absolutely nothing to do with the kind of family you choose and everything to do with whether or not you're around the kitchen table together.
No, we're all about dining together here at the Moll Anderson Show. Yeah. We talk about it all the time. You know, it's important to sit across the table and communicate with each other, not just in your relationship, but especially with your family, too. It's so important. That's where you learn all the good stuff, right?
That's where we learn it. That's exactly it. I mean,
I know. Well, listen, if you're just joining me, Savory Bites is the name of this book, and I'm talking to Hollis Wilder. Okay, now, Hollis, I have one important question to ask you, and I hope you'll answer it for me.
Sure, of course, anything.
What is the best cupcake you've ever won with?
Which one was the best one I ever won with? Wow.
Was it, I'm just going to ask, I'm going to throw some out. Red velvet?
No, of course not. It wasn't red velvet.
Chocolate?
No. You know when I make the cupcakes. Let me tell you something here, okay? When I go on the Cupcake Wars, it's not about making cupcakes that I make in my cupcake stores in Florida, the 30 flavors that I offer on the regular. It's about thinking outside of the box.
That's right.
That's what it's about. It's about challenging myself. If I could just go on there and make red velvet cupcakes, I'd not only bore myself, but I'd bore the
I don't know. You'd win a contest for me if you made a great red velvet cupcake, which I know you probably can.
No, here's how it works for me. I made, for George and Ann Lopez, I did a golf course theme display for 1,000 cupcakes, and I made a salmon cupcake. And that is when my entire life changed.
A salmon,
because
like is in seafood salmon?
Salmon.
Holy
Absolutely.
cow.
Now, wrap your tongue around this, though.
Okay.
Here it is. Okay, do you like lox and bagels? Cream cheese?
Well, you know, I'm probably the worst person to ask because I'm allergic to all seafood.
Oh.
But now my son likes lox and cheese. He's 31 now, but he loves lox and cheese.
Okay, lox and cream cheese with a lovely, lightly scented, so you have this whole olfactory thing going with a lemon-scented cake with Meyer lemon. And then you have the cream cheese and the creme fraiche mixed with capers and chives and a little bit of lemon zest and some chopped up, very small, cold smoked salmon rolled in chives.
Wow.
Now, that's something you could wrap your tongue around because it's not cake with icing.
Sure.
It's savory. And the book is not cake with icing, and there are no cupcake papers. The book is about over 20 different edible wrappers, things that are already in our refrigerator, things that we can buy at Walmart, things that we can buy at Whole Foods.
I love it.
Things that we can get at Gelson's, okay? This is not go out and buy $450 worth of new food and $250 worth of new equipment. This is about let's just have fun and make it in a smaller container. So, for instance, you know, you've got 12 wells in a classic cupcake tin. It's a half cup of food per well. You're busy. Your husband's busy. My husband cooks. I don't know if yours does or not, but my children are 9 and 10. So we're like flying around all the time. And so he can make an egg mini muffin the night before in the wells of a cupcake tin using, you know, the bread that we have in the fridge, the eggs, the different kinds of breakfast meats, any of the cheeses, Canadian bacon, you know, herbs in a tube, or a fabulous way to flavor up all of this. He layers all those flavors into the well. He wraps it in saran wrap. He goes to bed. In the morning, he gets up with the children, and he makes breakfast for the children, and he takes them to school because I'm sleeping. And you know what he does? He pops that into the oven at 6 o'clock.
He's a keeper.
The children come down. Yeah, he pops the whole pan into the oven at 6 o'clock. He goes to take a shower. He comes back, and at 6:20, when he's finished and he gets the children, he's got these popping fresh, warm, savory egg mini muffins instead of an egg McMuffin at a drive-thru. He's got an egg mini muffin that he made with ingredients that we want to choose, that we choose to feed our children. And how personal is that? That's what food is about. It's not about me saying, oh, you need to eat this and you should cut out that. No, don't have that. I make cupcakes.
That's right.
I eat everything in perfect portions. This is not about sacrificing. We sacrifice way too much. Let's enjoy food. You know, that's the thing that I think that I was able to convey when I was a chef to celebrities in Los Angeles. If food is love, then I'm making it. In my job, I don't know why, but I've been chosen to make food, okay? I do it really well. I enjoy it. My job is to make other people feel at ease when I make food for them. That's what it's about. It's not supposed to be this uptight sort of like contrived thing. It's supposed to be enjoyable.
Well, you're enjoyable. You're enjoyable.
Oh, thank you.
And if you don't own it, you need to go get it. It's called Savory Bites, and it's full of all kinds of fabulous, titillating meals, and it's by Hollis Wilder. Hollis, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you'll come back and talk savory something.
Anytime. Thank you. All the best.
All right,
Happy
take care.
Spring.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.